All right, welcome back to another Spinato spin. The big blotch on my forehead. It's Ash Wednesday, so we've documented the day, all right? That's what that's all about. It is Valentine's Day, so whoever is out there and is enjoying their Valentine's Day or has enjoyed their Valentine's Day, happy for you. Hope you enjoy your Valentine's Day. And I also hope you enjoy your Ash Wednesday. Hope it gets you closer to where you want to go and where you want to be spiritually. I'll tell you one thing what I want to talk about. I talked about it a little bit on the Spinato Spin Special Seconds for You on Monday. Got some decent reviews on it. I want to stick with that theme. And if you watched it, you're going to know what I'm talking about. If you didn't, not a problem. Here's what the theme was. I wanted you to understand that inspiration and motivation is all around us. You know, here we are on Valentine's Day. Lou Rawls came up with the song, what do you say, Love is All Around? Is that one of his songs? I think that's accurate on that. You know, love is all around. Well, inspiration's all around. Motivation's all around. It's in everything that we do if we just look for it. If we decide to see it, we can see it. You know, I pointed this out, and I'll point it out again. You know, they talk about people that are trying to get things done. Well, the saying goes real simple. It goes, the teacher will appear when the student is ready, all right? When that student is ready to see it, the teacher will appear. It's up to the student, though, to see it. It's not up to the teacher. So it's not up to the motivation to come to you. It's up to you to go out and find the motivation, or find something that motivates you, or find something that gives you a motivation. You know, I pointed out two simple things, and I don't know how much longer we're going to go tonight, but we'll do whatever we can to cover a lot of this. There's two simple things that kind of harness this all in. One was Scripture, and why not? It's Ash Wednesday, we could talk about it. You know, it really says a real simple concept here. It says, just as from the heavens the rain comes down, and will not return until it has watered the earth, making it fertile and fruitful for all, giving seed to the one who sows and bread to the one who eats. So shall my word be that goes forth from my mouth. Now right there, that phrase right there. So shall my word be that goes forth from my mouth. In other words, if you were to say something to yourself over and over, it will not return to you void, but shall do my will, achieving the end for which I sent it. See, that's the word of the Lord. The word of the Lord has told us. The word of the Lord has spoken to us. He said it's inside of you. The motivation is there already. The belief has to be crystallized in order for it to happen. You see, when God says it, if you're any sort of a Christian or God-fearing person, you're going to say, wow, he said it. It's got to be true. It's got to be true. You know, it must be something that really is going to happen. If God said it's going to happen, then that's what it's going to be. Well, what about you? What about you? Why don't you believe that whatever you say from your mouth, if you believe, you know, the old saying, and I've said it a million times in here, Napoleon Hill says, whatever the mind of man can conceive and believe, he can achieve. Well, it's the same thing with you. Whatever you conceive, in other words, that thought, that conceived, that thought that came into your head would never have come to you unless you basically had the quality of, number one, believing it, and number two, achieving it. See, that's where motivation's all around us. It's all around us all the time. Even in a simple, I'll give you another example. Another simple thing that shows motivation and shows belief and shows something that's born into our heads and born into our heads early on, if we just go back and tap it. How about a nursery rhyme? The nursery rhyme of the Itsy Bitsy Spider. It's so easy. Follow it along with me, right? The Itsy Bitsy Spider went up the water spout. Down came the rain and washed the spider out. Out came the sun and dried up all the rain. And the Itsy Bitsy Spider went up the spout again. What's that about? Well, that's about motivation. That's about persistence, isn't it? The spider didn't give up. Why do you give up? What stops you? What's the most important thing to you? Whatever it is, you deserve it. The spider had to go up that spout. Well, what about you? What spout are you going up? How hard are you fighting for it? That's what it's all about. Find motivation around you. Find inspiration around you. There are tons of things you can look at. You know, there's a guy that was trapped in a cave years ago. Bear with me. Guy was trapped in a cave years ago, and he was hemmed in. His forces were there, and they were far away. He couldn't get to them. So he found a place to hide in a cave, and the enemy was all around. And while he was hiding, he happened to see a spider, and the spider was in the cave. And all of a sudden, the spider started weaving its web. And the spider kept going back and forth with the whatever type of thread or whatever material it is. But the next thing you know, he kept going back and forth, and the man kept watching it. Next thing you know, there was a solid web, a thick web in front of him. And he said, you know what? That's what I have to do. I have to develop better habits. I have to develop a way in which I can fortify myself by my own actions. And that's what he learned from that, just by watching a spider. You see what I mean about how inspiration and motivation is all around you? You just got to be willing to tap into it. Just got to be willing to say, you know, I can glean something from this. You know, they say every negative thing that ever happens to us holds the seed of a greater thing. It holds a gift inside of us that makes us better. You know, there's been stories where somebody goes into on a skiing trip, and they break their leg skiing. But, good Valentine's Day story, the person meets a doctor in the hospital, and they become relations. They become girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever. They become related. That becomes their companion for life. In other words, the lady met her husband in the hospital while she was recovering from a broken leg. That's a story right there. Those things happen. I'm not telling stories out of school. These things happen. Bad things happen to people, and they turn it into something good. You know, William Clement Stone had an incredible mindset about certain things. He said whenever anything bad happened, he always said, that's good. And then instead of thinking about the gloom and doom of it, he would say, and here's why. And he'd go through a whole list. I'll tell you, it's always great talking to you. Super to have you right here with us on the Spinato Spin. We'll catch you next week. And I'll tell you what, everybody, have a great week. Enjoy your Valentine's Day. And warmer weather's coming for us here in the East. Have a great day, everybody. Bye-bye now.